And we're back. The TAKful Creator here. Let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, and grace watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay, we're going to do some cat tarot today because there's some kind of independence energy that we need to tap into. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So, we have a feline frenzy. Okay, so we have the star in reverse. We have this ribbon-like energy. Okay, so we have the Empress in reverse, the star in reverse, the World in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. Sheesh. What is this energy that we're tapping into? King of Pentacles in reverse. Strength in the upright. Okay, so that's a positive thing and Page of Pentacles in the upright. Okay, so that's a positive thing for the most part. But the way that I see it so far, is that there's kind of an internal war that's happening. And this internal war is causing this feline frenzy. Okay. So just naturally, when we have a spread like this, where we have so many cards in reverse, we're noting the lack of. Okay. So for the King of Pentacles here, the King of Pentacles is the ultimate provider, deeply focused on achieving success and abundance. But unfortunately, the energy that we have here is inverted. His Royal Highness warns of being greedy and untrustworthy. And this is determined by a necessity to win, okay, at all costs. They're usually deeply destructive. Turns out that being so domineering and controlling, confirmation, and possessive doesn't actually lead to long-term success, okay? So the energy of moving in a light that's overly deceptive and manipulative is the reason why we have this kind of burnt orange vibe here with this cat, okay? And the gluttony with this cat kind of in this jar of whatever it is. Most likely it's not cat food. Let's just see, to be on the safe side. Tuna time. So maybe it is, because they didn't spell tuna the proper way, but so while we have that energy in reverse, we also have the Empress in reverse. So we can take that as our masculine energy not really moving in the most upright nature that it possibly can, okay? But we have the balance of not moving in our masculine upright nature by the Empress being in the reverse, okay? So what do we mean by this? Well, the Empress is kind of like an alpha female. It rules over an empire and is usually of plentifulness and peace. Okay, it's in the reverse here. So this card usually is all about abundance, but here it suggests trouble, right? Trouble in paradise, bad luck in love, kind of wanting like a squeaky toy back. That's kind of like your favorite thing, wanting it back. In the upright, you see how it's kind of like the princess vibes. You have like the red and the passion that is involved with the heart here, right? And the heart that it kind of has like a stake through it. You can see like the feminine energy here is all about femininity. Okay, the stars kind of being in light with the trilogy, being in line with the divine, right? A spiritual guiding light. Okay, so they're intuitive. That's usually what this Empress card is, and that intuition unlocks the abundance that is around them. But here in the reverse, you're not able to unlock that abundance because you're too busy focused on the woes of paradise, not appreciating the ideal nature that is around you, but seeing the little bitty details that can be better. It's kind of like being overly critical of a good thing. Okay, so then we have this star in reverse here. Sheesh, where is it? Okay. So we have the star here that is also in reverse, and like Polaris, this card guides us to our personal true north. Okay, so we're talking about our north node, we're talking about our highest vibration, our highest timeline. Okay, but in reverse, it seems like there could be an issue with seeing that timeline, seeing the potential that you have, seeing the skill sets that will align you with the highest walk of life you can live. Okay, so let's say your skill set is being an orator, but you're too busy doing something that involves your feet, right? It's time to move in a different light. It's kind of the card of refocus your intentions. Okay, but refocus your intentions by seeing your personal qualities, your personal set of skills. Remember that anything standing in your way can be maneuvered around you or knocked aside, knocked over. Okay, so it says knocked aside here. And as we can see, we have this cup of what seems to be water being knocked aside, but we also have the 3 stars that is being seen even brighter than in this Empress card that is on top of the cat's head, right? So what does that mean? Well, the intuition is lacking for this star card, even in the upright. Okay, in the upright, it's like the luck is dawning on this card, whereas the luck is kind of imbuing from foresight here. This card is not requiring any sight. So the universe is saying, if you're going to be too focused on toxic masculinity, right, showing up in this overly greedy, overly deceptive and manipulative light because you want to be controlling and you kind of want it your way or the highway, you're also moving in a light where you're not appreciating the positivity around you. You're not appreciating the abundance that has been given to you so that you can be in this controlling vibe. And because of that, it can be ripped away from you. Now, it being ripped away from you is kind of the guiding light's way of having you see that you knocked over your own glass, okay, for no reason outside of you not seeing what the glass is intended for. Okay, so the is intended to hold the liquid so that you can purify the system, so that you can be nourished by fluidity and flow. Okay, the energetic cleansing of water, that's the whole point of it. And the easiest way to maintain the purity is for you to have that water in a cup, right? But here, you're willfully knocking over the cup. You're willfully letting your own blessings spill over in a way that can't be utilized over an extended period of time. Okay? So, with most of these cards, it's calling you to refocus. But here, it's telling you that you are physically responsible for the luck not being lucky, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we have this Queen of Swords in reverse. So we're seeing a lot of the feminine energy show up here, but this is all started with toxic masculinity. Okay, so just note that it all starts with toxic masculinity. Sheesh, where is it? Where are they? The Queen of Swords. Aha. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is all sharp in the mind and sharp with the ability to discern, okay? That is self-awareness. In the reverse here, the Queen's downfall is being a bit too self-critical, the result of perfectionism, okay? So when we talked about the whole understanding the details around you, but not feeling like you need to improve them in order for you to enjoy yourself, it's for you to enjoy yourself despite the itty-bitty details, okay? Now, because you're so overly focused on the ideal, which is perfectionism, the ideal, opposed to reality, which oftentimes offers imperfections to give uniqueness and to give personality, character, to give individuality. It's seen that this self-critical nature, right, this perfectionist vibe, is often given communicatively, if that makes sense. Okay, so the word choice is harsh. The word choice might be spiteful, might be haughty. Okay, usually it's because of a painful past. Usually it's because they had some kind of experience that shaped them in a way to be cold and detached. But because of the knowledge of what it feels like to be cold and detached, you're meant to create an environment that doesn't allow that. Okay, you're meant to create an environment that encourages the opposite of being together and having that comfort and stability, because that's what you have with a chair. You have a sense of comfort and stability, so you're not sitting on the floor. You get what I'm saying? It's for leisure. Okay, and then next we have the World in reverse. So we can already see that by this cat kind of toying with what we can say is the beginning of it, right? But it's in reverse. So it's like the world is kind of taking you for a loop, okay, instead of you riding the waves, right? So the loop is out of control and you're kind of like a bull and you're holding on for dear life while it's spiraling out of control. That's what this world vibe is giving me, okay? The birds are where the mice should be. The mice are in the sky. Things are not really looking clear to you. Okay, things are kind of like upside down. So what does this mean? Why are things looking upside down? There's a misalignment. Why is there misalignment? There could be a lack of closure. There could be a feeling of incompleteness. There could be a feeling of disheveled nature. Because things are so all over the place, you can't be decisive. And because you can't be decisive, you're realizing that your perception of what you're looking at around you may not be what it is. Okay, you're lacking a sense of clarity because of a lack of stability, which is the card in front. So when we talked about the spiraling out of control, it really is. You start off in your masculine energy of wanting to overly control without having the knowledge, the prerequisites, the ability to gauge what's going on so that you can control it. And because of that, you're removing the things that would bring you peace. You're removing the things that would bring you happiness and joy. You're removing the things that would put you in a light of palatableness. And because of that, you're actually toying with your own blessings. Now, in you doing that, you're not realizing that, these are blessings. You're knocking things over and you're, maneuvering things around you, pushing things to the side and kind of being a little haughty, because you're not realizing the importance of the things you're pushing to the side or you're not paying attention to. Okay? Why? Because you want to be recumbent, you want to be relaxed, you want to be stable, but you're in actuality being lazy spiritually. And that spiritual nature is what's going to stop you from being on this rodeo with all the stuff that's happening in your personal world, your internal world, and your external world. Okay? So what is necessary for these to be in alignment, which is the upright? A bit of strength. Okay? Now, what do we mean by strength? Okay, because it seems like you're being strong enough with this toxic masculinity, but it's noting that everyone gets tired. Okay, but even in the sense of personal fatigue, right? And personal fatigue, it doesn't always have to be physical. You can be emotionally tired, mentally tired. You can be socially tired. You can be tired of the chaos of life. You can be tired of so many things, but this is letting you know that the reason why you want to control so much is because you feel like this collar around you is restricting you. It's not restricting you. Okay? In actuality, the collar is a symbol of the lack of containment. Okay, look at the color. The color is red. Red is a symbol of passion, robustness, being loud and outrageous or ostentatious. And we see that this cat kind of looks like it's roaring with the mouth open here. It's kind of like the lion vibe of your sounding, your sounding call, or whatever the case is, right? I wouldn't say a mating call, but like your war cry, in a sense. Like they're giving their war cry. Okay, and what happens usually when warriors give their war cry? They are tapping into an internal strength, a very deep-rooted strength that is kind of unmatched, right? An internal stamina that it is like entropy. It increases with time and increases with momentum. Okay, and honestly, it gives the vibe of like they're kind of up for anything. Now, because they're kind of up for anything, it could also open them up to the negative. So you're up for anything. Here's all the negative that can happen when that strength is not tailored, when that strength is not focused. Okay, but then we have the Page of Pentacles here. Okay, so with the Page of Pentacles, it's all about getting off to the right start, and seeing that right start has the ability to be great. Okay, so we can note that getting off to a right start at a race is going to the start line, right? Is starting the race there, because that's the only way you can start the race. That's great. But if you don't go to the start line with a positive mindset, there's no way for you to win the race. Okay, so you can go to the start line. You could think, there's other better racers here, and by the time you get to a point, you might be tired. You could theorize so much negativity and lose the race. Or you can go to the start line just like everyone else and imbue yourself with additional positivity to offer yourself that entropy, that additional energy to push you forward, right? That's what that strength, that stamina card is here. Okay, but you have to be able to tap into that. You have to be able to see it enough in order to manifest it for yourself. Okay, so take the good, even if it looks hard. Take the good, even if it looks, scary. Okay, and kind of run with it, just like that card was kind of zooming out of here. All right. But again, it all starts with a good plan. Okay, it all starts with setting yourself up in the best possible way for success. Okay, that takes courage. That takes refocusing. Okay, so then we have these other nice cards that are here. Okay, so with these more colorful cards, right, these more action-packed cards, if you will, we first have the Six of Wands here in reverse. Okay, So the Six of Wands here being in reverse. Whatever the question nagging you is, there's a good chance the answer is yes. Okay, so if something is weighing on your spirit, oftentimes you should just kind of like dive into it. But here, your lack of self-confidence may be due to an external factors, right? So you focusing too heavily on the people around you or the energy of those around you, okay? It's kind of you thinking that other people's opinion of you is more important than of you enjoying yourself. So for example, we have this cat here that is playing with the dangling of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different bulbs, right? So that's all of love, but they're only paying attention to 5. They're not paying attention to the 6th one. So they're only playing with this toy because they think that it makes their master happy, opposed to playing with the toy for their own benefit. Okay, so that's what we're getting here by this Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, now delays, setbacks, and even bad luck may lie ahead because of the green here, that green bulb that we see on the side here of the card. This green bulb kind of like being behind the head of the cat, right? So this is where the luck is. The cat's not paying attention to it. It's kind of not on the forefront. They're only paying attention to all of these other more fiery colors that require a little bit more agitation. Okay, and because they're not focusing on the more positive of the atmosphere here that the owner is giving the cat, they're not truly benefiting from it. Okay, so what can happen if you don't refocus? Well, the intended thing is for you to have some bad luck. That bad luck can show up as some tower moments in a way that's not truly a tower moment. You're having a good time, but you're not having as good of a time as you could be having. Okay, and then we have this Three of Wands here, but it's in the upright. So what does this tell us? All the confluence of inner balance and our outward connections to the world promises great things on the horizon, but these great things are new. New things can seem a little bit uncomfortable. We see that we have this one cat that's in the back kind of, not truly paying attention to the wonder of these 3 strings, right? Whereas this cat in the forefront is paying attention to the most robust out of all 3. Now, why is that important? Well, the most robust is the red one. And having this rouge, this passion that is also being engaged in with a sense of wonder, it is most aligned with a regal, pure nature, right? Instead of a bold nature that requires more attention, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, the owner here is dangling it and not really moving it in any regard, right? It's just kind of sitting it there for the cat to use its curiosity to kind of figure out whether or not it's a fun toy or fun, to engage in this new activity. Whereas the other cat is like, well, if this new activity is not engaging with me, they don't want to engage. Okay, so you're given the option to embark on the new or let it be behind you, like this luck. Okay, but we see that is the reason why we're here in the first place, because you didn't see that all the abundance and prosperity that was offered to you was great tidings, was good luck. You saw it as maybe more things to fix, more issues. Like you saw it as a deceptive thing. Okay, now here you're being offered the chance to kind of dive into this new beginning, but in a way that is not so tentative. Okay, they want you to engage in this in a way that's the kind of like happy. Like they want you to be enthused. Okay, but we're gonna see here how you're actually showing up, because with this kind of cat that's on the floor in reverse, there's like 4 or 5 cards that's like that, but the color scheme is what's most important here. How the colors are drawn out, you don't really see the cat stand out too much, so the cat's kind of blending into the background. kind of moving in hermit mode, not really allowing the external world to cause him to be out of place or her to be out of place. They're kind of like, it's kind of like a camouflage moment here, right? And that camouflage moment is what's causing them to have peace. Okay, this card is in the upright, so this peace is imminent. Why? Because this new beginning was had in a way that offered wonder. If we notice, the cat that's here in the card that is attaching itself to this red, this passion here, is the same cat that's over here enjoying this peace that's on the ground. It's the same color scheme of both cats. Okay, while we have this other cat energy, right, this orange cat energy in the reverse here. Okay, now with the Ten of Swords, because that's what this card represents, the worst seems like it never happened. Okay, it seems like you found yourself in the situation and you quickly attuned to adaptation, all right, to get that peace. Not only does this card talk about the reassurance after an extended period of time, or the reassurance of embarking on a new endeavor, it's also talking about the reassurance after suffering for an extended period of time. Okay, so we're really seeing the transition from all the suffering that was had by a lack of perception, a misalignment of character, a misalignment of self. Okay, and needing the strength to refocus and find an internal platitude. Okay, this internal platitude offered this energy the ability to confer with the divine, to see what needs to be let go of and how they need to move into this new light, this new venture. Because literally this cat kicked this, you know, this new venture on its head, and it's like, no, we are moving in this transition light. But it's not even a transition. Here in the middle, they feel like they already received peace, but the divine is like, oh, we're not done yet. The peace is not finished yet. What does this mean? Okay, so as we move on in the cards, the next we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, but the Eight of Pentacles is in the reverse. So while you're sitting here in this recumbency of peace, because you went and did the work, right? You did the footwork. You're not yet seeing the reward. Okay, you're thinking that the reward is the sense of peace, right? Now, if you were the cat and ignored this, right, you would be only searching for quick substitutions. You would be looking for food. You would be looking for drugs or alcohol. You would be looking for personal fulfillment, relationships, money, like the material items. You will be looking for very quick what's it called, like quick gratitude, if that makes sense. Like you're looking for easy forms of dopamine. Okay, the ways of making you happy for a very minimum effort or investment. Okay, that's what we're getting here by this energy. So where food would be like the highlight, this cat is more like, no, the adventure is the highlight. The peace that comes from knowing that I sought out into something new and am learning how to work with it, you know, expanding myself, expanding my skill set, removing myself from this light over here. You're not receiving the rewards that are additional to you in this high vibrational light. You're thinking it's either or. Where no, it's either or here. This is the test. Which one are you going to be? If you're going to be this person, you get all of these. Whereas if you were going to be this person, you would skip over this piece. You still wouldn't get the food. And this card over here wouldn't be present. Okay? But you chose the right measure. Okay? Diving into this new experience, receiving the peace, the internal peace that comes with doing the spiritual work to evolve. And though you're missing the satisfaction, right, that is attached to gluttony, the satisfaction that is attached to quick pleasure, you're also seeing that you're now moving in a light where there's rewards that are more important to work for, more important to work toward. There are rewards that could last a lifetime, opposed to rewards that are for instant gratification. That's what it is, instant gratification. Why couldn't I get that before? That is so wild. Okay, so now that we're moving out of the light of not seeing the abundance around us, or not even wanting the abundance around us, because we're so focused on stuff that is deep, stuff that is connected. We're not really focused on the superficial anymore. We're focusing on stuff that is more grounded and enriching and encouraging, right? That kind of vibe. So what comes from that? That would be our deciding card here, this last card. And if I could just locate it more easily. The Creator did such a great job. I really want to, encourage other readers to allow the creator of the cards to kind of like show out. They didn't make the whole book for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you have to take everything that is said here and only go by this, but definitely take it as a foundation and embellish it more. That's the whole reason why each card is not a book long each, when you could write a book on each card. The card, the symbolism behind it, there should be a universal nature. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, with this last card here, we have the Nine of Wands. All right. No matter how worn down you may already feel, it might be time for you to guard your own territory carefully. Okay. At the end of the day, you're safe. You have a nice sturdy wall of protection around you. That is the spiritual, because you're diving into this new evolution of yourself. Okay. The self that is more aware of cycles, more aware of what comfort and stability truly means, where it emanates from, how you need to focus on the positive, and how you need to change your perception to see a glass as half full, opposed to something that can be knocked over for, again, instant gratification. Okay? So, with the Nine of Swords, it's time for complacency. Okay? It's time for you to have courage and persistence, and tap into this great strength that you have to maintain stamina. Okay, you're getting everything you want. You have the ability to have everything you want. Okay, you're over here focused on this little bit of string, and right behind you have all of this yarn, all these different colors, all the different array. Like, you have it all at your fingertips, but you're only focused on this little part right here. Why? It's because you are learning how to find the positive, find all this bliss in something so small and minute. While you can do that, you are unlocking a sense of appreciation. And in that appreciation, everything behind you is going to embellish, is going to grow and expand. So then your next journey would be to then be able to turn around and appreciate the abundance that was already offered with the Empress here in the upright. But treat it with care and compassion and consideration, so that you can maintain this upright nature. Okay, so I wish you all the best. I wish you all luck. I'll see you soon. Until the next.